Hi, it's me, JC, back with another Ceramico live stream. Let's see. So I started cutting out some turtles over the weekend. Let's see, we have 4, 5. I think I want to just like cut out one more because I realized that the amount of, what are they called? Like the little kiln stilts that I use to fire them. I have like exactly enough to do 3 turtles at the same time. So I'm thinking maybe we should just do 6. So I think we'll cut out a turtle. And then what else do I want to do? Oh yeah, I was thinking I do really want to make some basically like watercolor paint palettes, but they're also kind of cute for like jewelry too. So I'm thinking that's what we'll mostly focus on in this video. And this is one of the turtles that I made earlier. This is like my personal turtle. And yeah, so you guys can check it out. I made 3 at the same time, and then the other 2 have already sold. And then these are the little marks that you get with using kiln stilts. I don't really like them, but I mean, if you want to do like a full all over glazing, you can't really avoid it. So here are the other 3 little prongs. And I just felt like because the turtles sit so low to the ground, I wouldn't really want like a portion of the bottom of them to be unglazed, how, you know, you typically would do that. So I just did like an all over glaze for these. And they're so cute. I love it. They're a little wonky. But I don't know if there's like anything we can do about how like slightly wonky they are. I don't know. They're really cute. But sometimes the little lid like slides off of it if it gets bumped. So yeah, so this is kind of what we're going to be working on. We're just going to cut out like the body of the turtle. And then I don't know when I'll do the lids. I don't know. But let's just get that started today. And then we'll work on our little like paint palette / jewelry dish. So let me grab some clay. If you're wondering, I haven't shown the process for the turtles on the stream yet. When I made the other ones, I told myself I was going to film the whole process and then put it on YouTube, and then I completely forgot and only filmed part of it. So, but there's also like, I kind of need to like look at my reference for sculpting them. So I don't know if I'm going to work on them in the stream. I don't know. I mean, maybe I could carve one and then do the other ones based off of that one. Maybe. Let me see. How much? Maybe we should just take from this giant lump. Maybe like this much. Take that off and combine these 2 smaller bits. And then what I typically do, I don't really like combining pieces. We've had some trouble on the stream with any kind of slab building where we're combining like pieces together. So just to avoid that, we're going to start off with this humongous lump of clay. We're gonna cut out our shape, and then we're gonna carve down into it and carve off any of the excess. None of the clay is wasted because it just goes into the reclaim, but I don't know. I feel like if anybody that actually does ceramics watches me is gonna be like, what? They're gonna be like, what are you doing? Okay. So, just gonna wedge this. Sorry, I have to have the camera a little bit off to the side because I'm kind of basically standing like right over it while I wedge it. I'll make sure that we get all the air bubbles out. This is my reclaim clay. So it has like a mix of both my stoneware and porcelain inside it. So we want to like really mix it like well so that you don't really see any kind of indication of either of those in there. This is also going to help compress the clay. Yeah, okay, I think maybe that's good. And now I just kind of want to like put this into like some kind of like uniform shape. Okay, we're just gonna smoosh this down a little bit. Let me see, and I've got 6 paint stir sticks here that we're going to use on both sides, so we have a really tall mound to carve from. I don't know, it seems like a lot, but that's what I wrote down in my notebook when I made the other turtles. Okay. I'm gonna grab my rolling pin, and we kind of want a slight oval. Whenever you can kind of see that it's like sloping over here, so that's a good time to like turn it around, like flip it upside down, or yeah, like just like flip it. Okay, and then that is, I kind of just guessed. I think this should be good. That is just like that is just like perfect. Let me see. I think we're going to go with this side because there is a little bit of sloping on like this side of it. Okay, now I'm gonna move these real quick. And we're going to compress with our rib. And then we'll cut out our little turtle shape. So I make sure that we compress in different directions on both sides. Here's my little bucket. So I think that is like maybe fine. I don't think there's like any specific amount that you like need to like run it over. Usually like one side will have like little cracks or whatever from rolling it out, but that kind of gives you like a visual to go by. But I just do it like a good few times. I have no idea how many times I went over it. I think that might be good. Okay. Let's see. This is so tight. Maybe like that. I think is probably fine. And then I'm going to take my little, this is a knitting needle, and I just kind of want to draw out like where we're going to cut it and then cut it. Just because like having to hold down the template while cutting might mess me up. So that's just the only reason I'm doing that. Trying really hard to keep this in one spot while I like mark this out. Okay, here we go. Should put this like over there, I guess. Here we have our little turtle. Oh wait, I don't want this filling knife. So I have my shorter filling knife here. The other one is just like way too big. I kind of want to adjust where the camera is. I'm trying to do like a 90-degree angle when I cut this. Okay, and this clay is like, it's very like moist still, so I'm just gonna throw it back in my little bag here. And then I'll just kind of use it for, I don't know, like the shells later. So, well, there's our little turtle. And then I have this, like, this, it's a lid to this, like, thing that I have. So this is, like, my template for the shell. I'm just going to roll out a slab, press this down, and then use, like, the outer ring here. It's going to kind of, like, make a little dent in the clay, and that's how I'm just going to do the shell. Can't really remember how I kind of rounded them. And I don't know. I think when I started the turtles, it was like last fall, and it was like literally like fairly recently that I took them out of the kiln. But they are pretty thick as far as like ceramics typically go. So I tried to slow dry them for like, I don't even know how long. I just let them sit and then forgot about them. And then I took them out of the plastic and then just let it like full on dry, nothing covering it for probably like, I don't even know, maybe that was like another month or something. I don't know. Because I knew these were going to turn out like super cute, so I did not want it to like crack or anything, because we have like the little legs and the tail like coming off, like those would definitely tend to dry, those would totally tend to dry faster than these thicker areas. This is one solid mass of clay. People don't usually do that. People usually make like hollow ceramics. But how would you do this like in a hollow way? Like, I don't know like how you would keep like the dish shape. I don't know. I don't really do like a ton of like sculptural things. So like you can see like this part is super thick compared to obviously like the well here. So slow drying was the way to go. I didn't have any cracking. So whatever, the amount of time that I dried it was perfect, I guess. Probably could have been a little bit like faster because I just literally left it and forgot about it for a long time. But yeah, I love how they turned out. And this like single person on Etsy bought the two that I put into the shop, and I hope they really love what they got. Yeah, so let me see. I suppose, let me think. I'm gonna use that clay over there for the tops. And then I think we're just going to grab whatever we have over here. How is this clay? I just put this off to the side and forgot about it. I mean, it's okay. It's pretty, it's a bit stiff, but I think we could use it. Let me just like, let me just get my sponge and like sponge this up. Yeah, let's see if we can wedge this. I'm not sure, because it is like, it's a bit dry. I hate putting things in the reclaim unless they just like absolutely need to go in there. But let me see if we can kind of squish this around. It's just like, the harder it is, like, or like the stiffer it is, like the harder it is to like wedge, so. Okay, let me just kind of. And then I also, if the clay is a bit wet, I like to put some water down on my canvas. This is just like canvas stapled to like some wood. So the canvas will absorb like a bit of the moisture from the clay. But putting a little bit of water on here kind of counteracts a little bit of that. Okay, I think we can make this work, although I'm not really sure how much is this going to be like enough. You know, actually, I'm not sure if this is like enough. How much is this going to make? If we just kind of like really roughly. Okay, I think we do need to grab some more. I'm thinking of making a little paint palette thing, and the paint palettes I have are a bit big, a little bit bigger than that. Okay, let me just grab some clay from my bag. Just double check. Which one is this one? Oh wait. That's not the right one. What's this one? Okay, this one has some dry bits in it. I'm going to try to carefully get those bits off and just, I'm trying to just like put them in my reclaim. Okay, I think that's fine. And then, yeah, actually this is like probably way too much. Look at this color difference. Why are they so different? I do not think I've worked with my porcelain in like a long time. Like I feel like there's no porcelain in this. Like I feel like these should be like the same bit of clay. I mean, my porcelain looks like extremely similar. Just double checking. Yeah, that is my, over here. It is my stoneware. So, just have to wedge these up really well because the color is very noticeably different. Although, I mean, I don't think it really matters like too much. For most of it, we're just going to put like a coat of glaze on it. The glaze color will change depending on like the clay body, but I feel like this very slight difference between these two clay colors is not going to be a big deal. feel like we're good. Maybe. All right. I'm so tired. Okay. You know, I think we should do like an oval shape. Okay. How many stir sticks should we use? Four seems like a lot. You know, I think we could do 3 on each side. I think that might be what I usually do for the paint palettes. Oh yeah, you can see like, I don't really want to wedge this again, but you can see like over here that it's like a bit lighter. I don't know. I don't really care. I think I'm fine with it. I don't know. Should we go this way? I kind of want like an oval shape. Okay, I feel like that's good. All right, now we are going to take our rib and compress it. Let me just like get some of the like clay dust off my hands. Okay. I should do something with this clay. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. Okay, today is Monday. So I think, we're going to, so I guess we're going to office on Wednesday for sure. I don't know if I should go into the office tomorrow. I'll have to think about it. I don't typically like going into the office twice a week. It's kind of a lot. I guess we'll see, but I'm definitely going to have to cancel the stream for Wednesday. And what else? I'm going to a ceramic market this weekend. Super excited to see what they've made in the last couple months. I went to their like holiday one just to like shop at. It's it's like a studio thing, like they're the people that like have memberships and stuff there are selling things. So I'm gonna check it out. Really excited to see what people have made. They had some really cool stuff last time. Let me see, how big should this be? I don't really want it the same size as the other ones, but maybe it should be like the same size. Where did I put those? Okay, I'll get the other ones so they can roughly be the same size. So these ones, so I have two of these. They're pretty identical. I don't know what the heck the glaze was doing on it, but they're kind of weird. Like if you kind of like focus maybe like over here, like you can see there's like a section that's like super glossy for some reason. Like they're just like little spots around it. They're just super glossy. Pretty sure this is my matte glaze. I don't know. But it's kind of weird, and there are certain spots that have slightly like less glaze or something. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. So I haven't posted it in my shop. Because I was wondering, like, should I do like a second glaze firing? Yeah, I did ask. My studio does allow that. I guess like some studios might not allow like multiple firings on like the same thing. I can't really remember. Someone said that on Reddit. I can't really remember why. I think let's maybe like cut this out like maybe a little bit bigger, just to maybe like compensate for how much, maybe a bit in the size that we're going to lose. But like, I don't know, maybe it's like kind of on the small side anyway. I don't know. It's kind of just like a weird little thing that's happening with those two little palettes. I don't know if when I was like asking like on Reddit about it, if I realized that it was supposed to be my matte glaze, but then it turned out glossy. I feel like I was mostly asking about like how patchy it looked. I don't know. I'll have to go and like see. But the ceramic and like the pottery Reddits, both of those, they have really nice people on them, and they're really happy to like, the whole like community is just like really happy to like help each other. So I find them like a really great resource if you have like questions about like when your pieces kind of turn out a little funky, or I don't know, like something weird happens after you like fire it or whatever. Although I feel like in ceramics there are a lot of times when it's like, well, could be this, could be that, could be a million things. And then it's like, okay. Like sometimes it's like, oh, I guess I have to kind of do some testing to figure that out. Okay, so this clay is pretty wet, or not wet. It's kind of the opposite of being wet. So I'm just going to like dunk it in my water bucket, and we're going to put it in our little plastic thing. Wrap this up nicely, and I'll put some stuff there. All right. I think we can kind of like, let me just kind of go over this and like erase our little line here. Let me think. You know, I think the glaze that I used for that was super wonky when I was like brushing it on. So I do have, so that's a matte white. And then I did just recently buy like a glossy white, because I just realized I don't have any glossy white. I just feel like that's a good staple to have. So, I don't know, maybe we'll just do the other little palettes in the glossy white. I don't know. As a paint palette, I feel like it should be white. But, and these ones have like deep wells for watercolor painting. But I did make two. They're bisqued, and they're ready to be decorated, and the wells are just like, the wells are much bigger and just kind of like easier for you to like kind of like scoop like earrings and whatever out. Like these really tiny ones are not so great for like, I feel like if you're trying to scoop your earrings out of there. So the other one that's like a little bit more for jewelry has like larger wells than like these tiny ones over here, and then it's not quite as deep. So I'm like, I don't know, because that one like that's more specifically for jewelry. I don't know what color I should do it in. I'm just like been like, I'm gonna figure it out later. I just like have not figured it out later. I don't know, sometimes that works. I'll be like, I'm just gonna set it off to the side, and I think maybe I'll like just have it in the back of my mind and then come back to it, and sometimes it works, sometimes nothing happens. Okay. We have kind of a wonky little spot over here that I kind of want to smooth out and fix before we get too far in like carving out where the wells are going to go. I'm not really like, I don't know when I'm going to like do my next like decoration batch. I have a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff that could like go in a glaze firing if I decorated it. I don't know, I just have to be like mentally like ready to do that. Cause it's like, oh my gosh, just like for hours and hours and hours and like days and days and days. Like sometimes it's like over a week. I'm just like focusing on glazing and, well, for the most part. It takes the longest when I'm doing like the underglazes. Those take like the longest amount of time, which is why like those pieces are like so much more expensive than the other things that I have. But I do have some like little like vases and stuff. I don't really, well, I haven't like done like underglaze work on like just regular things like bowls and cups and stuff. I do want to get there. It's a little intimidating to kind of have to like plan out like a 360 design on it. Whereas like the other underglaze things that I have are just like little like jewelry dishes or like trinket dishes. Okay. I don't know. I think that shape's fine. All right, well, we've got like a little bit more than 15 minutes here. So, I don't know, I think we'll just kind of like draw out some good shapes. This one I do want to specifically be like deeper wells for doing watercolor in. Let me see. And I like to put in like a variety of different sizes. I kind of like that when I'm doing, when I'm painting. I mostly do watercolor. I don't even know the last time I did like acrylic. I'm not sure if I would do like acrylic palettes. They would be so big. I don't know. I mean, probably. Probably. But I don't know. I think I need to kind of like figure out like what that like shape would look like. Sorry, my cat's just over here having some lunch. Like she's not sitting here like bugging me. Or like, oh my gosh, she's always like, I don't know, getting into trouble whenever I start the stream. She's always like, okay, it's time to jump up on things that I'm not supposed to be jumping on. Let's see, how can I kind of like vary like the shapes? This one kind of looks like a chicken nugget. wrap around here. Sort of, maybe like a moon kind of shape. Okay, now I feel like we have too many large ones. Although it's not gonna really be like that big when I carve down into it. So I don't know, let's make it a bit bigger, I guess. Okay. I don't really, if they're kind of like facing a certain direction, like this one's kind of going like that, this one's like going this way. I don't want them to face like the same direction. So I'm also kind of considering that when I'm drawing these out. Sorry, I know I'm not really talking a ton while I'm doing this. There are like a bunch of factors that I'm kind of like putting together. Maybe like a big one over here. And then just like how I do like all my other kind of like slabs, we're going to be like, of course, like cutting down into these. You don't have to do that if you're going to do, you know, something like this. You could make a super like much flatter slab and then add these like as walls, just like do slipping and scoring, and you could add them as walls and stuff, but like we have not had very good luck with making walls on the streams, so we're not going to do that. Case in point, that like wall shelf that we worked on for like 2 weeks that is like, it's like completely like cracking on like all of the walls, connection points, and I don't have the heart to scrap it yet, so it's just looming over me on my bookshelf. Yeah, so we're just gonna make giant slabs and carve into them until at some point I figure out what the heck is going wrong with the wall situation. I don't know, it just, it really hurts. Like sometimes I need a win, you know? Because we could just keep trying it out until whatever, something clicks. But I don't know. I think we're just going to do a few where I feel like my confidence has been boosted. I feel pretty confident about what is happening. And then we'll come back to, yeah, that situation. The, connecting walls and such. It wasn't all of the walls, but there were like 3 really like fairly major cracks that were happening in that shelf, that I don't, that, you know, I mean, I could put like bisque fix on it, but that really doesn't guarantee that it's going to fix it. Let me see, what would be like a good thumbnail? Maybe like here. I know, maybe it's annoying, but we have to consider how the thumbnail is going to look to entice those of you that don't watch on Twitch. I'm sorry, I don't want to... It's fine. I don't really care where you watch. I definitely am like a YouTube person. I watch lots and lots and lots of YouTube. So much more than I watch Twitch. So, like, I totally get it. Like... I don't know, like, if I'm watching Twitch, like, I want to engage, you know, I want to be part of the conversation, I want to be paying attention, but a lot of the time, I'm, like, doing other things, you know, like, I'm making something, and, you know, if my hands have clay dust all over them, I don't really want to be, like, typing on my computer, I don't know, all these things. So, like, I totally get it, if you're, like... just like a YouTube person. Let me see, where are we going with this shape? Let me see, do these feel like they are going to be big enough? Because, like, again, like, this is going to shrink a number of times before we get to, like, the final finished piece. So it's going to shrink once it dries, when it's all carved, completely dries. That's going to shrink more when we put it in the bisque firing. And then after that, I'm going to put like glaze on it. And then in the glaze firing, it's going to shrink again. So I'm kind of trying to think, like, are these big wells big enough? Are these small wells going to be too small? I think maybe they'll be okay. I'm not really that great at, like... I feel like I have a very vague idea of, like, how much my stuff will shrink. Like, literally every time, every single thing I get back from the glaze firing, I'm like, wow, this is really small. This is a lot smaller than it was. And then I'm like, why am I surprised? Like, I know it's going to be smaller. Like, I know that, but, like, I don't know. It's really weird. It's a really weird thing. Because, like, it was, like, so much bigger, and now you have, like, this tiny little thing, like... Or, like, I don't know, like, sometimes I'm just, like, am I just completely off? Like, even if it was, like, you know, like, this amount of moisture in it, like what we're working on here, even if it was, like, that... Like, am I just really far off with thinking about, like, how big it is? Like, is it still just really small? But then I, like, have this weird idea that it's, like, a lot bigger than it is when it's actually not. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I do try to keep normal size things at my work desk. So, if I was, like, wheel throwing, I try to keep, like, maybe, like, a bigger sized mug than what I would typically kind of prefer. I'll keep one of those by my wheel so I can kind of see, like, okay, if it's this big and I feel like this mug is too big, once it shrinks, like, I think it'll be, like, the perfect size. So I kind of try to keep things around my table so I can kind of keep track of, like, how big things actually are. I don't know. I just kind of, like, zone out, sort of. I don't know. I feel like I make things smaller than they should be, or maybe they're just shrinking a lot more than I am anticipating. I don't know. Okay. Well, we got some really great progress on this. I'm kind of happy with it. Let's see. I think once this dries a little bit more, I do want to round off like the edge of this. I think we'll just kind of maybe put a little bit of a buffer for where the foot will be. Just we don't really have a ton of time to do anything else today. Just like a super rough buffer. It doesn't really need to be like perfect or anything. Sometimes I do put a little thing in the middle of the plate. I'm not sure at what point, but there's a certain point where a plate gets like too big. I don't know, I kind of feel like this is like still on the smaller side, but there is a point where plates get too big with, you know, little quote marks, where when it gets fired, the middle of it will like droop down in the kiln. So at a certain point you want to put like something near the middle of the plate. And then like, you know, this is the same height as the foot. So it's going to prevent it from like drooping, you know, it's going to prevent it from drooping. If you have any kind of like larger like dinner size plates, you can check those out, see what the bottom looks like. You know, it'll just be like something, like sometimes it's like a little like design or something that's just kind of like popping out from like the bottom of the clay. I don't know what a point that is. I haven't really turned my plates over in a little bit, but it is something to consider when you're making plates, and things of that nature. I don't know, I do kind of think that this is a bit of a small sized thing though. What do we got, oh, we have like 1 minute. We'll have to, I think we'll continue carving this tomorrow. Another thing on my to-do list would be, I would love to continue making some charms for some necklaces. I have some that are bisque, and we did underglaze. We worked on a little bit of underglaze on them a while ago, but I haven't finished any of them. And I kind of want to shape out some more and have like, I don't know, have like a good amount to go into like a firing. So I don't know if that is something I'll do on the stream or not, because I might need to like have reference photos or like focus a tiny bit more than I usually do on here. I don't know, but we'll see. Let me grab a bag. Or it's not like a bag, it's just like, this is just like painters, like tarp or whatever. This is like, this plastic, I get it from like the paint aisle. It's like what a painter would put down when they're painting a room, except I just like cut it up And it's really great for just kind of like covering my stuff so they don't dry and whatever. I don't know. Some people will have like a, what's it called? It's like a damp box or whatever. I don't have a damp box, but I feel like this is fine for now. All right, well, that is our stream for today. Thank you so much for joining. For anybody on Twitch, be sure to follow along so you know when I come on for streams. Again, the stream for Wednesday is definitely going to be canceled. And that is July 10th. All the videos are uploaded to YouTube at calieandco. There you can find a whole live stream playlist. We have over 170 videos, so go pop over there if you want to check out anything else that we did. There are some videos of like underglazing, glazing via brush, stuff like that, or just other like kind of hand building things. I haven't done wheel throwing yet, but I'm hoping to get to that at some point. Yeah, so anybody watching YouTube, be sure to subscribe and like the video. Maybe check me out on Twitch if you want. If you want to come in for a live chat while I'm working or something like that. Yeah, well, that's our video for today. I hope everybody has a great day, and I think I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.